I really should do a top 10 questions I get every so often, and probably among that one, top 5 will most likely be, can you remap a Vios or Altis? The answer is no, cannot. Let me qualify that a bit. We cannot remap the 3rd gen Vios 2015 and up. We cannot remap the Altis 2015 and up also. For one simple reason. There is no available file to remap for those cars. And what do I mean by that? Because first and foremost, let's take it. The Vios is, the ECU is made in the Philippines. So here's how it works. Let's just take this one. Let's say this is the ECU. Or let's get an ECU somewhere here. Let's pretend this is the Toyota ECU, even though it's a Subaru. Most ECUs, when we're doing remapping, you're able to read the file and write the file. So the file we're referring to is the actual file inside that chip inside. There's a square chip inside where the file is where all the parameters are stored and all of that. So through OBD, we stick this OBD plug, then this other end goes to the laptop to the USB, and then we're able to download and upload. Just exactly like a flash drive. That's why it's called a reflash. For Toyotas, it's a bit different. You can only write, you cannot read. Let that sink that in for a minute. You can only write the file in, but there's no way to read the file from the ECU. Well, there is, but it's too complicated for this video. And let's not get into that. So how in the world are you supposed to program or tune a file if you don't have a file to begin with? Well, that goes to what I just said a little bit earlier. There is a way to do it. It's the worldwide network of ECU crackers and hackers that do it. So if you have a Fortuner, the more popular cars that are sold over the world, Fortuner, Hilux, Hi-Ace, basically any Toyota diesel, FJ Cruiser, North American cars, European cars, which by the way also have diesels, those have files that have been hacked and cracked. But for an ECU made in the Philippines, such as the one we have in the Vios, these guys are not going to bother because number one, Philippines, very small market. How many Vios do we sell in a year? 10,000, 20,000, and only a certain percentage of that will remap, and even smaller percentage of that will actually have the money to remap too. And you have to understand, this ECU file is 100% useless and not sold to you, the consumer. It is sold to shops like me. And how many shops in the Philippines can actually tune cars with their own dyno? Only me. So these guys have a grand total of 1 customer. No, not worth their time. This is why we use Unichip to tune the Altis and the Vios. So that hopefully should put the rest on why Toyotas cannot be remapped. Well, at least as of this date of 2021, we know that 2015 Altis cannot be remapped because we just took a look at it, and this is what we came up with. When remapping the Toyota, the important thing that we need to get is this one here, SW. SW means software. So we need this exact software number or version number, or to put it plainly, iOS 10.4.3 or Android cookie jar or something, cookie jar 1, cookie jar 2, cookie jar 3. It has to be exactly that. So we need a file that matches exactly this. And there is a database where we look at these things and to find if that file is available for purchase. Let's put it back here. What is it? 0Z030. Okay. 89663. As you can see, if I type 89663, there's a lot of it here. See, there's a lot of Corolla 1.8, 1ZZ, 1ZZ, so on and so forth. It's pretty much a lot. So 8963 Auris, since we don't have that here. 0Z030. 0Z0. Well, I don't even have to type 30. I don't even have to type 3, and it doesn't come out. So the only ones that have been hacked and cracked are 0Z010, 0Z060, and 0Z61, which this one corresponds to a Corolla 1.6. which is what we have here. But once again, it has to be the exact number. It has to be 0Z030. Since we don't have that file, it cannot be remapped. Chances are this thing is for an American Altis or American Corolla, not the Asian one. I don't know why Toyota and Denso do this. They batch their ECUs per number. Because if we just do that and expand the search a little bit, see, we have a lot of 0Zs, 0Z1, 110, 140, 160, and all of that. So it's on various cars, Corolla, Altis, Corolla, Auris. So that's a mid-size wagon that we don't have here. So it's basically the 1.8, and there's a small 1.3 engine also. So as you can see, there is a purchase here. So if the file is here, then we can buy it. If it's not here, we can't buy. There's no way to buy it. So this would explain why also. And just for kicks, let's type Vios. Aha, there's Vios. But here, look at this one. It's 1NZFE. That means this is the old Vios. 6NRFE. This might be a European spec one. I don't know. But from what I know and from all the Vios that we've looked at it, we've tried, we've done 2014 1.5 Vios. And that's pretty much it. The 1.3 automatic Vios cannot be remapped also. So there you go. If it's not on this list, cannot be remapped. And our Vios serial ECU software numbers are not on this list because once again the ECU is made in the Philippines, made by Matsushita. So that's why once again we have, well, this is pretty much the same thing, old version, new version, same unit chip. So we have unit chip is the only thing that can tune the Altis and the Vios, nothing else. Yeah, this is what we'll be using for our Altis also. If you're wondering which is better and why is it better and which one makes more power, I can tell you right now, off the bat, they both make exactly the same power when tuned correctly. And the only way that can be done is through the dyno. How do we know? Because we have tried and we have been able to tune it correctly. Because the aforementioned Vios 1.5 that we're able to remap, because we did help an ex-Vios Cup car that's now our racing team. Their Vios can be remapped. We remapped that. We used unit chip for that one. We got pretty much exactly the same results after 2 days worth of tuning for each one. So yes, they both make the same amount of power. One is not more powerful than the other. Advantages and disadvantages, well, remap is cheaper. That's the way we just charge it because software is cheaper than hardware. So remap is 25,000 bucks. And unit chip is 35,000 bucks. The other main difference is that when you do sell the car, let's say this guy with the Altis, he gets tired of it already, wants to buy a Montero or something. We can remove this unit chip from the Altis, it goes back to stock, we can transfer this to the Montero, and he doesn't have to spend 25 grand to remap it because it's cheaper because we charge 10 grand to remove, transfer, and retune. So your second car will end up a lot cheaper. With remap, if you sell the car, next owner will be very lucky. He gets additional power for free. That could be a selling point too. But you cannot say, let's say market price is 400,000 bucks. You cannot, or you can try to charge 430,000 and say the car is remapped by so and so. Okay, if you can get away with it, great, good for you. But chances are no. So unit chip it is for the Altis.